Some schools are opened for the entire day, depending on their capacity relative to the number of students that they have.
Welcome to the channel. This is Lady Be Unstoppable. If it's your first time, remember to subscribe. In this video, you will hear from Minister of Education, Fayval Williams. She will be enlightening the public of how the procedures are going to play out for face-to-face school in Jamaica. Listen to the video. If you have a
Dr.
comment,
Ennis,
drop it in the
Chairman
comment
Shane,
section
members
in a
of the
very
media,
respectful way.
Jamaicans
Like the
all.
video if you
I
have not
appreciate
yet
the
done
opportunity
so.
to be
Share it
here
to a
this
friend
afternoon
or
to
two.
speak about what with the many variants of the COVID-19 virus. Based on the reports, I can say that our schools are adhering to the COVID-19 protocols. We see this in the mask wearing, we see this in the physical distancing in the classrooms. All of our schools have wash stations that are visible. There are signs in many places reminding children to wear their masks, to do physical distancing, and to continue to remember to wash their hands as many times as they can. As you know, the Easter term of this academic year started on Monday, and we started out with some 608 of our schools, which is roughly 61%, reopened for face-to-face engagement. This is a continuation of our process of bringing our children or students back into the face-to-face environment. We would have started with the face-to-face engagement from November of last year. At that time, we would have brought back the early childhood sector or small primary schools or medium-sized primary schools, and then we added our large primary schools. We also last term had our grades 11, 12, and 13 students in the high schools back in the face-to-face environment. So this term, we are adding the grades 7 to 10 students in the high school back into the face-to-face environment. So far, what we've been seeing, this is the first week of school. Again, a majority of our primary schools are in the face-to-face mode as compared to the high schools. We've only seen maybe 30 or so of our high schools back. They have chosen this week at least to be online. The majority of schools have reported no issues. As customary, they are staggering their opening activities, and those opening activities would include orientation, resensitization sessions, professional development sessions, planning sessions, psychosocial and motivational sessions, and a few schools have reported that they have commenced their examination sessions. Some schools are opened for the entire day, depending on their capacity relative to the number of students that they have. Others are using the rotation method, meaning they will have some students in the classroom on one day, others at home, and then they rotate so that by the end of the week, every student would have gotten at least 2 days in the face-to-face environment. 92% of our schools have been approved by the Ministry of Health and Wellness to be opened. And what I mean by that is there is a requirement from the Ministry of Health and Wellness for our schools to be re-inspected. So the Ministry of Health and Wellness would have physically inspected all our schools during the past school year, but they've given us a requirement again to have those schools re-inspected. So they send inspectors in to look to make sure that there's proper signage, there are wash stations available and they're visible, that the school has an isolation center. They look at it, ensure that bathroom facilities are there, and it's only available for the isolation center. They look in terms of the classrooms to see how many desks are laid out in the classrooms, and they'll examine as well non-COVID related issues. So for instance, if they identify termites, then that will go on the report, and we have to take action to fix those things that they observe as being out of line before they would give the satisfactory rating to the school. They have been working overtime to inspect our schools, and where we are now, about 92% of our schools are approved by the Ministry of Health and Wellness. For the others, there are some maintenance work that needs to be done, and we're doing those. During the week, like I said, the majority of schools reported no issues, but we did get reports from a few schools who told us that in some instances there were a student or two at their particular school who didn't show up but reported flu-like symptoms. In one school, they reported that their principal was COVID positive, and so that principal remained at home. There was a teacher who reported that he or she was in quarantine and remained at home. For the most part, the issues that were reported to us, those persons remained at home who were seeing symptoms, and that is the right approach for persons to take if you're seeing any symptoms at all, to remain at home until those symptoms work themselves out. Of course, we'll continue to work with the schools on whatever non-COVID related issues that they're seeing to ensure that all our schools are able to have some face-to-face for our students.
There you have it, guys. That was the plan for rolling out students to Jamaica schools face to face. So let me know what you think in the comment section. Hit the like button if you have not yet done so. If you're new to this channel, please hit the subscribe button so you will know when I go live or whenever I have a new video. Thanks for watching. Stay safe.